Hi, today I'm unboxing the starter deck from Bandai's latest card game, Union Arena. Alright, so there's a total of 3 start deck for the initial release: Code Geass, Jujutsu Kaisen, and Hunter x Hunter. Alright, and together it comes with 3 different boosters for each title. Alright, so for Bandai, this is not their first multi title card game. So previously we had a card game called Crusade, right, which ended a few years ago. Right, so this is another multi-title card game by Bandai, and this time around it focused more on animal titles, while the previous one was more for mecha, and we also have anime. Alright, so the latest, the nearest we have right now will be White Swash. Alright, so today we'll be unboxing one of the 3 start deck, so Hunter x Hunter. Alright, so let's see, there's a total of 18 types of card with 1 action point. Alright, so 7 common, 6 uncommon, 3 rare, 2 type of SR, 1 type of action point, and there's a chance of opening parallel for the action point. Alright, so the packaging is very simple. Alright, let's go for the unboxing. Alright, so it's been a while since Bandai actually released a multi-title card game. So for multi-title card games, one of the characteristics will be if your title do not have a sequel, right? So you most probably will not have any update for your deck. Alright, so example like Hunter x Hunter, where the anime for have stopped for quite some time. We won't be getting any of the updates after they release to the latest arc. Alright, so from the box we have the playmat. Right, so we have the frontline energy, action point area, remove area, live area, deck, and outside area, typical of the typical field, and a simple how to play at the back. Right, the game rule is pretty simple, but the one thing that I feel that is a bit too complicated will be the amount of action point each player have for the first and second player. So if you're the first player, you start with 1 point, and second player starts with 2 points. But on the following turn, only the first player get to have additional point, while the second player has to wait and goes to 3. Right, which is, I feel that is a bit in some ways complicated. Right, it's not something that you remember right off. You need a few games, right? And that is to hold the deck, and we have a deck here. So let's open it, and we'll take a look at the card quality. Right, so as for the card size, if I remember correctly, this should be the regular card size, the standard size. Alright, so let's take this is standard one piece. Right, it's the same size. Alright, so we have 50 cards, and we have the action point cards, which have a different color card back. It's the normal printing without any like special texture or whatever. Right, so it's a very regular print, and the thickness is, I'll say, pretty good. Right, it's not the flimsy type of paper. You can actually feel the thickness. Right, so the card games are divided into, I would say, character card. If I remember correctly, there's field card and character field, and I think there's something like spell. I'm not sure what is it called. Event cards, alright? So we have the character card like this with the energy needed, the amount of action that you need to use to play this card, and also the amount of energy that it produces when it's on the energy, the second row, the back row. Right, overall the effects are pretty simple for the trial deck, and as you can see they are mostly screenshots. So for Hunter x Hunter, the trial deck will features the Hunter Exam Arc. Alright, and for the booster we have the Grid Island and also the spiders, right, the Phantom. Alright, so each deck comes with two types of SR, 2 copies, 1 foil and 1 non-foil, like this. Alright, Captain. So zero energy cards are one of the few cards that you can play from the very beginning, so they are actually very important. They are the one that produce your energy from the beginning. And we have trigger cards that actually activate if they were in your life area, so when you take damage you can actually trigger check. Right, so we have Killua, foil and non-foil. This is the field card that actually produces extra energy. And alright, so we didn't open any of the special point card. So this is the action point. So action point actually act as the amount and the cost you need. So example, so in order to play this card, which is 0 energy and 1 action, I will need to tap 1 action to call her out when call is in rest. Alright, so example, if I were to need to call let's say a 1 cost. Right, so because she's already here with 1 energy, you need to tap 1 more to play him out. Right, and we also have cards with like double energy. Do we have it here? Yeah, like this, that produces 2 energy and so forth. Right, I'm not sure whether we'll be doing any demo games for this, but this is one of the new card game, and they already announced like different formats, like title format where you can only use like single title, this, and there's also another format where you will need to have 3 different decks, 3 different titles. So the best of 3 is from 3 different decks, 3 different titles, instead of play 3 games. So you need to prepare a different matchup and so forth. So even if your series will not get let's say update in the future, you can still get another deck to play the 3 deck format. Alright, so that's our simple unboxing for Bandai's latest card game. And one thing about this card game will be the rarity. So as you can see, this SR, right? So there are parallel foil, which is SR with a star, and there's double star and triple star. So I feel that it's a bit hard to tell, because SR plus will be the card background with a slightly different, and we have things like fully white, different coloring of the cards, and also there's a SR triple star which like appears in a few carton, 1 in every few carton. Alright, so there's a lot of different rarity for collection. And as for the art, I don't really like the small little image here, right? It actually reminds me of like something like Yu-Gi-Oh, I believe, right? Whereas other card games for anime type, normally they will feature the art a bit more, like bigger art. Even for Crusade, right, last time, as you can see, the art is actually, they feature more of the art, right? The space they use for the art is a lot bigger, even for like common cards, rares, yeah. So this is one of the few points that I feel that is a bit weird for a anime based multi-title card game. Alright, so that's all for the unboxing. I doubt I'll be getting the booster for unboxing this time around. Alright, maybe I'll buy some singles to test out, and we'll see whether we want to try more for the future. Alright, so for now, this is Hunter x Hunter start deck from Union Arena, Bandai's latest card game.